This civil lawsuit was filed on behalf of Captain Collin Birnie's widow, Tina. Attorney Thomas Waun, who is representing the family, says they have new information obtained from the car's black box that showed the teen driver was going at 107 miles per hour 5 seconds before the crash that claimed the life of Captain Birnie. This crash happened on North Elms Road in Mount Morris Township on February 4th. Captain Birnie was on duty at the time driving. The teen driver is said to have crossed into the northbound lane after losing control of the vehicle. Captain Birnie's vehicle was hit by the 16-year-old and Birnie was taken to the hospital where he died. Last month, the teen pled guilty to the charge of reckless driving causing death. In return, the manslaughter charge was dropped. Now the family of the police captain killed in the line of duty is suing for damages over $25,000.
Goes beyond negligence, in my opinion. It was so reckless to be driving that fast on a normal street in the city of Michigan that it's what happens. It's a terrible tragedy. The family would give up any amount of money to have Collin Birnie back. He was a great guy.
Right now, as we go through the morning portions of this, we will be reflecting his legacy by honoring him by lowering the flags in front of City Hall.
That was Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely talking about veteran Flint Police Captain Collin Birnie. Birnie passed away after being involved in a crash last night while on duty. The mayor says now is a time to remember all that Birnie did for the Flint community. Flint Police Captain Collin Birnie served with the department for 26 years. He was well known around the department and the city. Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely speaking to Mid-MichiganNow today about the loss.
We're going through the morning portion of it. Our law enforcement officers, we loved and respected this captain. I'm going to miss him as mayor. He was one of those individuals. When we're given an assignment, he came through every single time.
Investigators say it was right here Friday evening around 6 p.m. near the intersection of Elms and Mount Morris Road when Captain Birnie was involved in a crash while on duty. Mount Morris police are leading up the investigation and at this point have not released any specifics about what happened.
I'm just praying for him and his family. He's made a transition on, but his wife and daughters are still here. And so we're going to continue to pray and lift them up. But definitely, this is a very, very tragic situation, and we're saddened as a community.
Funeral arrangements have not yet been announced. Flags will be lowered to half staff at City Hall to honor Captain Birnie.
The hourly rate for recruits with Flint Police will go from $11 an hour to $15. Mayor Sheldon Neely says this goes into effect immediately. The money will come from the city's general fund.
We're doing everything we can, and we're going to continue to be innovative and find new approaches to increasing staff as well as the morale here at the police department.
Flint Mayor Sheldon Neely says Police Chief Terrence Green came to him asking for this increase. It has been 17 years since there has been any increase in pay for recruits.
We looked at the budgeting and we figured out a way to be able to compensate these individuals for their time and their talent. And so that's why we're doing it now. Long overdue, but we won't miss the opportunity to make sure that we do the improvements that's needed and necessary.
Right now, the Flint Police Department is about 15 officers short of where they are budgeted for each year, and that number could shift with retirements from the department.
But we need to repopulate a lot of our officers here as retirements are amongst us.
Is there concern that Flint is not going to have enough officers if you guys don't start recruiting and implementing these types of programs?
When you start looking at retirements or the possibility of retirement, it's just that, a possibility. So in our ranks, you have different classes that comes on at different times, right? So individuals can or are eligible for retirement. It doesn't mean that they will retire. Our recruiting effort is ongoing.